Welcome to Reader's Retreat. I'm Paul, and I'm going to do my 25 in 25. That's 25 books I want to read in 2025. So, get a cup of coffee, tea, or whatever beverage you enjoy. Might even want to get you a snack, because this might be a long one. Now, we're going to go ahead and start. The first one I'm going to talk about is The Iron Wolves by Andy Remick. This is a fantasy. It says, 30 years ago, the Iron Wolves held back mud orc hordes at the Pass of Splintered Bones and led a brutal charge that saw the sorcerer Morgoth slain. Now, a new terror stalks the realm. Orlana the Changer has escaped from the Chaos Halls and is building an army twisted horses, lions, and bears into terrible, bloody hunters, summoning mud orcs from the slime and heading north to battle the mighty region of Vangadrak, where it's said the king has gone insane. And that is The Iron Wolves. I've been wanting to read this one for a while. Now, my 25 of 25 doesn't mean the books came out in the year 25. It just means I want to read them in the year 25. The next one is from Jeffrey Deaver. And he's the one that wrote The Bone Collector, which was a great book. This here's The Coffin Dancer. And this says, Detective Lincoln Rhyme, the foremost criminalist in the NYPD, joins his beautiful protege, Amelia Sachs, in the hunt for the Coffin Dancer. An ingenious killer who changes his appearance even faster than he adds to his trail of victims. So, that is The Coffin Dancer. Then I got some westerns here. This is Bucking the Tiger, and this is by Marcus Galloway. And this says, notorious gambler Doc Holliday and his new partner Caleb Wayfinder have left Dallas for Denver, where Doc can run cards out of the saloon Caleb plans to manage. Adding to their prospects, there's a boomtown, Fort Griffin, along the way, filled with men who have money for liquor, women, and cards. So this is about the Doc Holliday. Another story of Doc Holliday. Then we got The Vanishing American by Zan Grey. Now, I'm not reading all the synopsis. I'm just reading parts of them. A young brave fights for his noble birthright. Nathal left the white man's world to return to the homeland of his red brothers, but he could not leave Marion, the white woman he loved in the harsh desert. She joined him in the struggle to restore dignity to his people, but the corrupt overlords of the Mesa reservation conspired to crush his dream, and against them Nathal must take his stand to save his people, his love, and his way of life. And that's The Vanishing American. Then we get a Louis L'Amour. Kid Rodeo, however you pronounce that. Joe Harbin hadn't killed a man for a fortune in gold just to sit in prison and let Rodeo collect it. But when Joe and his men break out and head for the stash, they end up with a pair of unwelcome partners. rodeo, and a beautiful woman with a hideous past to get $50,000 in gold across 50 miles of desert. The desperate band quickly learns how much they need one another and how deep the greed and suspicion can run. There you go. And then we got Cameron Judd, Corrigan. As his father lies dying, 18-year-old Tucker Corrigan sets out alone for the rugged Montana territory to find his older brother, Jack, a gambler who's been on the run for 7 years. It's a hard and dangerous ride that will make a man of Tuck. Okay. And I think most of these are hardbacks. There might be a softback in there somewhere, but I can only see the hardbacks. Now that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 7 is by Matt Wallace, Savage Legion. Now this just looks good. I did buy this because of the cover. I expect you to cause the same chaos and mayhem on the field of battle that you so dearly love to cause in the city taverns. You're not soldiers. You each of you are weapons. You'll be hurled at the front lines of Crash's enemies in waves thick enough to smash them. And in that chaos, your scion will wipe away what remains. That is how we win. That is how Crash prevails. By the blood of savages, your blood. There you go. By Matt Wallace. Now I do have a lot of Book of the Month Club in this lineup. This is by Sally Hepworth, and it's called The Soulmate. Come on. Picture a lovely cottage on a cliff with sloping lawns, walking paths, and beautiful flowers. It's Gabe and Pippa Wright's dream. Home is a Wright's dream home in a sleepy coastal town. But their perfect house hides something sinister. The tall cliffs have become a popular spot for people to end their lives. Over the past several months, Gabe comes to their rescue, literally taking them off the edge. Until one day, he doesn't. Soulmate. And that sounds good. It really does to me. Then we have Sign Here by Claudia Lux. I've been wanting to read this one. That one here came out in 2022. But Peyote Trip has a pretty good gig in the deals department on the 5th floor of hell. Sure, none of the pens work. The coffee machine has been out of order for a century, and the only drink on offer is Juggermeister. But Pay has a plan, and all he needs is one last member of the Harrison family to sell their soul. Sign Here. So, that sounds pretty good. This one here caught my eye because of what it's about. This is by Catherine Ryan Howard. 56 Days. "56 days ago, Clara and Oliver meet in a supermarket in Dublin and start dating the same week COVID-19 reaches our shores. 35 days ago. When lockdown threatens to keep them apart, Oliver suggests they move in together. Sarah sees a unique opportunity for a relationship to flourish without the scrutiny of a family and friends. Oliver sees a chance to hide who and what he really is. So that's the lockdown during COVID, and we all still remember that lockdown. And you have to ask yourself, how many people actually did that? The next one is by Dean Koontz, Velocity. And this one says, Billy Wiles is an easygoing, hard-working guy who leads a quiet, ordinary life. But that is about to change. One evening, after his usual 8-hour bartending shift, he finds a typewritten note under the windshield wiper of his car. If you don't take this note to the police and get them involved, I will kill a lovely blonde school teacher somewhere in Napa County. If you do take this note to the police, I will instead kill an elderly woman active in charity work. You have 6 hours to decide. The choice is yours. Velocity by Dean Koontz. I love Dean Koontz. Of course, you know, as much as I love Dean Koontz, one of his had to be on this list. At least one. Another one is by Rich Shapiro, The Hope We Seek. Zachary Knox, a sharpshooter known as the Bullseye Telepath, heads north in search of gold. On his way, he meets Sephi, a magnetic woman on the trail of her lost brother. But on arrival, they find the mining camp is home to a cult. The mine boss, Travelin, rules the camp like a despotic priest. And at the center of his faith is Hope, an elusive goddess for whom the miners toil, enduring increasingly perilous trials as they pursue her into the depths of the earth. And this book, I did not know that I had. I totally forgot about this book. It looks brand new. It was still wrapped up when I found it. It came out in 2014, but I never knew I had it. How many of us has books like that? How many of us has books that we forgot about totally? And then when we see it, we're like, where did that come from? Next one is a paperback. I told you there's at least one paperback in this. This is called The Vessels by Anna M. Elias. I'll show you the name right there. There's a lovely black lady on the cover. And the cover is what got me to buy this book. 4 broken strangers volunteered to become the first humans in North America to join the International Vessels program. Their bodies will host the spirits who seek the right past wrongs, who seek right past wrongs and earn a chance at El Islam. It, so that's what this is. The vessels. That's good. To me, I think that's going to be good. And another book of the month club. This is House of Glass by Sarah Picanian, or however you pronounce it. I probably destroyed it. This one came out last year. Rose Barkley is a 9-year-old girl who witnessed a possible murder of her nanny. In the midst of her parents' bitter divorce, and immediately stopped speaking. Stella Hudson is the best attorney, appointed to several as counsel for children in high conflict custody cases. She never accepts clients under 13 due to her own dramatic childhood. But Stella's mentor, a reverend judge, believes Stella is the only one who can help. So that's the House of Glass. And yes, this might be taking a long time, but I think people might want to pick up some books if they hear a little bit of the synopsis. This is Alix E. Harrow, Starting House. I have heard of this from other booktubers, but I still don't know what's going on in this. A dream sometimes about a house I've never seen. Opal is a lot of things. Orphan, high school dropout, full-time cynic, and part-time cashier. But above all, she's determined to find a better life for her younger brother Jasper. One that gets them out of Eden, Kentucky, a town remarkable for only two things: bad luck and E. Starlin, the reclusive 19th century author of The Underland, who disappeared over 100 years ago. All she left behind were dark rumors, and her home everyone agrees that it's best to ignore. The uncanny mansion and its misanthropic air author almost everyone anyway. So guess what house she dreams about? Dun 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 dun. Okay. Now, hopefully this don't fall. I wonder if I can grab these and get them down. Okay. Let me go ahead and plug this back in. This here by Simone St. James, which is one of my new favorite thriller authors. This one here is by Simone St. James, The Broken Girls. So, Vermont, 1950. There's a place for the girls whom no one wants. The troublemakers, the illegitimate, the too smart for their own good. It's called Idlewild Hall. And in the small town where it's located, there are rumors that the boarding school is haunted. For roommates bond over their whispered fears, their budding friendship blossoms until one of them mysteriously disappears. And if you read Simone St. James, you know she likes going from one year to the next. In this book, she's going from Vermont 1950 to Vermont till 2014. So, The Broken Girls. Well, oh crap. trying to. Another Simone St. James that's on this list, the Book of Cold Cases. It just looks good. I've been trying to buy all of hers because, like I said, she is one of my newer favorite ones, just like Riley Sager is. In 1977, Clear Lake, Oregon, was shaken by the Lady Killer murders. Two men seemingly randomly were murdered with the same gun, with strange notes left behind. Beth Greer was the perfect suspect. A rich, eccentric 23-year-old woman seen fleeing one of the crime scenes, but she was acquitted, and she retreated to the isolation of her mansion. And this one goes from 1977 Oregon to 2017 Oregon. And I kind of like how she does the writing. Some people don't, and that's fine. Everybody cannot like the same authors. Now here's one I'm not real sure about, but it's on my list. And this is by V. Schwab. And I don't think I ever read anything from her. No. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. A life no one will remember. A story you would never forget. Is what this says about this. Maybe some of you read it already. Maybe some of you likes it. Maybe some of you don't. This one here I just got. So this is a 2025 book. And this is by Gillian McAllister. And it's Famous Last Words. It is June 21st, the longest day of the year. And new mother Camelia's life is about to change forever. After months of maternity leave, she will drop her infant daughter off at daycare for the first time and return to her job as a literary agent. Finally, but when she wakes, her husband Luke isn't there, and in his place is a cryptic note. So what is the famous last words, people? Do you know? I don't. Yeah, actually I do. That's probably called the famous last words. Now, another paperback book is The Disappearance by Bentley Little. I love Bentley Little. He writes great horror. Gary, his girlfriend Joan, and their friends intend to make the most of a 3-day vacation from UCLA by partying and Burning Man, but soon after they arrive at the festival in the remote desert, Joan disappears. Calls to her parents. Home yield only dead air. Her school records are gone, and there's no evidence that Joan or even her roommate ever existed. Most disturbing of all is what they do find. So there you go, The Disappearance. I'm almost done, people. This one here is by David Heska Wallably Whiting or something like that. Winter Counts. Right there's the name, right in the middle. Virgil Wounded Horse is the local enforcer on the Rosebud Indian Reservation in South Dakota. When justice is denied by the American legal system or the tribal council, Virgil is hired to deliver his own punishment. The kind that's hard to forget. But when Heron makes its way onto the Heron, I can't pronounce that drug, makes its way onto the reservation and finds Virgil's nephew, his vigilantism suddenly becomes personal. He enlists the help of his ex-girlfriend and sets out to learn where the drugs are coming from and how to make them stop. Winner counts. Sounds good. It really does. Okay. This one here is by Micaiah Johnson, The Space Between Worlds. I know some of you have read this already. I haven't. And on the back it says, my mother used to say, I was born reaching, which is true. She also used to say, it will get me killed, which it hasn't. Not yet, anyway. There you go. And this is another paperback. So I've got 3 paperbacks in this list. The Raven by Mike Napa. As part of the street performance, a deception specialist who goes by the name The Raven picks his audience's pockets while they watch its harmless fun until he decides to keep the wallet of a prominent politician, hoping for a few extra bucks when he finds compromising photos of the councilman and his personal assistants. The Raven hatches a plan to blackmail the man. However, he quickly finds himself in over his head with the Ukrainian mafia and mired in life-threatening plot, codename Nevermore. So they're taking some stuff from Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven and put it in there, like Nevermore was in that poem, The Raven. So got 2 more books, people, and they're newer ones. Ta-da! This is Stephen Erickson's The God Is Not Willing, book 1 of the Witness trilogy. And I never read anything from Stephen Erickson, so I'm really want to read it because I have a couple people I watch that talks a lot about Stephen Erickson. Many years have passed since 3 warriors brought carnage and chaos to Silver Lake. Now the tribes of the north no longer venture into the Southlands. The town has recovered, and yet the legacy remains. Responding to reports of growing unease among the tribes beyond the border, the Malazan army marches on the new God's people. They aren't quite sure what they're going to be facing. And in those high mountains, a new war leader has risen among the Templar. Scarred by the deeds of Karsa Orlong, he intends to confront his god, even if he has to cut a bloody swath through the Malazan Empire to do so. And I can't wait to get to this one. The last one is a Book of the Month Club that came out last year. And it's The Road of Bones. It's the Ashen, book 1 of the Ashen series. by Demi Winters. It just looks good. I love the cover. It says, "Let them think us lambs, when truly we are wolves." Silla Norvig is running for her life. The Queen of Isildur has sent warriors to bring Silla to Sunnivik, where death awaits her. When her father is killed, his last words set Silla on a perilous quest to travel the treacherous road of bones. 1,000 mile stretch, haunted by war bands, creatures of darkness, and a mysterious murderer, and go to Copa in the safety of the shield house. So that's what this is, Road Bones. The Road of Bones, sorry. And it sounds good. I think it might be a YA, which I don't read much of, but I'm finding myself reading more and more of it. Okay, that's the last one. That's 25. It took me a half hour, I just say. And the way I'm going to pick them, I'm going to pick 3 of the books per month. I think that might get me what I want, starting in March. If not, then I'll add a 4th one. But to start with, I'm going to pick 3 of those books a month starting in March. But I'm going to pick them by rolling the dice. I'm going to roll the dice and count, and whichever ones comes up will be the ones I read. So, and I'm going to use 4 dice. So it's going to be more than 12. There's going to be 20, the chance to get 24. So I hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm trying to bring new stuff this year like this. I never did nothing like this before. So that's what we're going to do. And I'll talk to you all later. Have a great day.